So this video is going to show you how to add services, and to add services we also need to be able to add times. We've got a bit of a mock business here, which is we're calling Bob's Boat Trips, and we're going to try and add two services, a morning cruise and an afternoon cruise, utilising these settings here. Okay, so first off, let's log into our website. And then after that, we're going to go to Components and Booking Robot. And now we need to, first off, we're going to have to add our times. If we look at what times are required, the morning cruise has a start time of 9 AM and another start time of 11 AM. And the afternoon cruise only has one start time of 2 PM. So we're going to add these three times first. We're going to go to Times. We're going to go on New. And we're going to add the first one. We're going to give it a label of 9 AM. And then we're going to select it from the list here. There we are. And now click Save and New. And adding the next time is 11 AM. And now again we can select it from the list. (11 AM) and click Save and New, and the last time we need to add is our afternoon time of 2 PM, and then we need to find that on our system here as well. And we've deliberately not made it available so that you can type in the time or the actual time in the function here, so that no errors can be made to ensure the right format is created. So you have to click through it manually, which takes a little moment but saves a lot of aggro and other means. Save and close, giving us our free times. Let's quickly check our ordering. We want to see 9 AM, 11 AM and then 2 PM. Perfection, that's ready to go. We're now ready to set up our first service, so we're going to go to services on our menu system here and then click New. There's lots of different service options available to us, but they all have their place and purpose. Our first service we're going to set up is called our morning cruise. So let's copy that piece of text across and place it as our title for the service, morning cruise, and then we can fill out our details. We are going to allow double bookings for this, which means more than one person can actually book onto this trip. So we're going to allow that. We're going to have multiple chargeable will be, so each person will also occur a cost or a fee to come on the trip. So we'll allow that. The multiple count, which is the maximum places available for when multiple is chargeable, and that's going to be 12 because there are 12 seats for passengers on Bob's boat. We're going to have two price categories, and we're going to have an adult price and a child price. So I'm going to write adult. And just for convenience sake, I'm also going to add in the value so people can see how much they're going to get charged, and then add the value to the system itself. Then on to our next price category, which will be child. And I think that was £10. Yes, it is. And again, we need to add the value just to make sure our formatting remains the same. Our £10 there as well. Other things we can think about is our minimum maximum group size. This isn't particularly appropriate to this particular setup, but we do need to have it a maximum, and the maximum would be 12. So if somebody wanted to book the entire capacity of this trip, well, they could do if they wanted. After that, we'll select a start time. As long as it's either today or something in the past, then it'll work nicely. Excuse me. And then we have an option of doing an end date as well. We're not going to utilise that feature for now because we don't want it to end on a particular day. Let's say if the trip was finishing halfway through September, that would be a way of blocking that out. For now, though, we're going to leave it. We're going to add in our expiry point. This is the number of minutes prior to the start time that the system will no longer take bookings for this service. So the start times are going to be 9 AM and 10 and 11 AM. And if we don't want people to take bookings maybe 2 hours prior to the start time, then this is how we can add it in. And 2 hours in minutes would be 120 minutes. So that will be the setting we're going to add in here. Now we're on to that sort of selection of when this service will publish date-wise. The dates we're going to look at is the month of April through to September, so we can select that here. After that, we can work out what days it's going to be on offer, which is going to be Monday through to Saturday. And then the times that are going to be available, so it's 9 AM and 11 AM, and these are the ones we created earlier. And then we can click Save and Close, and we've created our first service. So what we'll do is we're going to go to the public view of the website, and we'll see how this looks. We've only added one service so far, so it's not giving us an option to select the service, which will make more sense later on in the video once I add the afternoon cruise. Immediately though, it shows what dates are available, April right through to the 30th of September. That's the selection date wise we put, and if you can see it's running through from Monday through to Saturday, no Sundays. So that's working nicely. So let's choose a date randomly, and we have two time options, 9 AM or 11 AM, and then we have our pricing categories of adult or child. So we can select, let's say if it was 2 adults and then maybe 1 child. That's how you can make your selection. After that, you click next, fill out your details, and then you'll be off to pay for the booking. We won't continue any further down that route though. Now we're going to actually add our second service in, which is our afternoon cruise. So again, let's click new for a new service. We're going to take that title across, save me typing. And we're going to place that into our title box here and then fill out the details. Again, double bookings will be allowed. More than one person can book onto the same trip. We're going to charge per person, so multiple is chargeable. Our maximum multiple count will be 12 because there are 12 places available. And our first price category will be adult. And we're going to be looking at £25 per adult. That's it there, and we have to add in £25 here as well. Our second price category will be child. And its category is £18, or not category, but price per person is £18. We'll add that. Just to confirm, that's the label and that's the actual price that goes into the system. Good. And then we're on to our minimum maximum. We're not setting a minimum, but we do need to have a 1 though, so we can accept up to one people, and then we can add 12 as our maximum. Again, we'll have our start time, a start date, and then our number of minutes we wish the service to expire prior to the actual start time, which will be 120 minutes, 2 hours prior to the start time. No one will be able to book, or after 2 hours. And then we're on to selecting which months, days, and times. So again, his whole business operates from April through to September. That says there. And then the days for the afternoon cruise is Monday to Friday, so no weekends. He wants his weekends off. Fair enough. And then we're only having one time, which is our 2 PM for afternoon cruise. And once we've filled out all these details, we can click Save and Close. And now we have two services added in. We're going to go to the public view of the website. We'll refresh the screen, and now we can see we have a package option. Prior to adding the second afternoon cruise, we didn't have anything to choose from, so it didn't display this first bit. But now we have 2 packages or 2 services. We can select which one we want. Let's choose the afternoon cruise, and then we can choose which dates. So it's running through from the 3rd of April, because that's the first Monday in April, right through to the end of September. And the last Friday in September is the 29th in 2017. This is for next year. So let's choose a random date, and then we've got our 2 price categories. 2 adults at £25 each is £50, giving us our total there, and then we can click next to continue to fill out our details and then proceed to pay for the booking. So that's how we can set up 2 services for Bob's Boat Trips using the Booking Robot extension for Joomla.